Welcome to the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. As an entrepreneur, and even more so, I would say, as a mom to teenage girls, I have found that emotional intelligence is a superpower. And today I really want to dive into what emotional intelligence is and how you can be aware of it and incorporate it into your lives to just be a better version of you each and every day. First, you've got to understand emotional intelligence. And to start off, a lot of times this is referenced as EQ. EQ is the ability to recognize, to manage, and to internally feel and be present to connecting with other people on a deeper level. What you want to do is be able to understand it and understand that your emotions are your guidance system. And if you understand your own emotions, it gives you the strength to step back and understand someone else's emotions. And together that can propel you forward in having lots of deeper relationships and connecting with people on a level where they really feel seen and heard and understood. In the world of real estate, we have lots of emotions that are flying. And one thing with emotional intelligence is the ability to build deeper relationships. And relationships has been the cornerstone of my business. When you have this emotional intelligence, when you can sit and listen to your clients and really listen to what are their concerns, what are their needs, what is the why behind them utilizing my services, then I'm able to get to a place where I can help them from a deeper level because I understand. They aren't a transaction to me. This is a journey. This is me guiding them home. And so this level of deeper relationships is so important. And when you can really listen to someone and they feel that you've listened and you've heard and you are showing action steps that you know what their needs are and their concerns are, this puts this weave together and deepens relationships that become lifelong relationships. And if you are in sales or you are an entrepreneur, you know the value of having lifelong clients. And in this same sense of building relationships, I have found that I really have to use this with my teenage daughters. You know, I'm not just here to be solution oriented and be a transactional mom that says, oh, you have a friend that's being mean to you, here's a solution. I can't just jump in and try to solve the problem. I have to step back and be grounded in my emotional intelligence and listen to them. What is really underneath this? Because a lot of times when people's emotions arise and someone's angry or upset or sad, a lot of times it's not really about what's happening right here in the moment or you being the person across from them. It's coming from this deeper level. And I always like to say to my kids when someone's mean to them or they have a bad situation, I say, sweet girl, this is not about you. This is about the other person and them trying to express their emotions and express what is underneath that emotion. So if we get to a place where we can understand people and we cannot be triggered and feel like we have to jump in and solve the problem, but we can listen and then come from a place of empathy and care and understanding, that's when your relationships are really going to thrive. And you're going to see that there is so much joy and completeness in having deep, well-built relationships. Next, we have resilience and adaptability. And this one has been a definitely foundational skill since early on in my real estate career. And this is really being able to hone in and take those emotions and have the reins on your own emotions. And one piece of advice I got probably my very first year as an entrepreneur was, don't ride the escalator. And I was like, don't ride the escalator? Like, what does that mean? And they explained it and said, there's gonna be a lot of highs in real estate. You're gonna have a day where you close a couple transactions and you get a new client. But there's also gonna be days, or maybe even in the same day, with lows in it. And you're gonna be at the bottom of that escalator. And you know, you might have a client call and the sewer line had a break and there is a sinkhole in the alley, which just happened to me last week, the day of closing. So there are these highs and these lows, but you have to be resilient and able to adapt to the circumstances that come to you. You can't wake up every morning and be in control of what's coming at you and what you're going to have to face, but you can be resilient and you can be in charge of how adaptable you are. And if you are in control of your emotions, if you have that emotional intelligence, then you're definitely going to be able to ride those highs and lows from a more grounded position. And again, I like to mention my coach quite a bit, Darren Hardy. He has a phenomenal book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And that's exactly about what this is. There are highs, there are lows, whether it's in life or as a business owner. But if you figure out how to center yourself and come to that place of grounding, that is a huge step in honing in and becoming emotionally intelligent. Effective communication is key. And what I found is having this high EQ really puts us in a place of clarity where we can clearly communicate with people and not just be spouting off all these, oh, maybe something will land with them and this answer will make them feel better, but really getting to the heart of the matter. And again, when you can communicate with someone, then they feel seen and heard and understood. And there is not a better feeling in this world for someone to feel that way, especially when you are in service to them, when you are helping them. And so I have to say that that is definitely a foundational pillar to having a high emotional intelligence, is learning how to communicate. And you learn by listening, you learn by being patient, you learn by just really finding that place of empathy and trying to put yourself in their shoes, having perspective. Again, like, we are all here to work together and to collaborate. And I like to join forces with people that have a high emotional intelligence, and we can just build things and dream up things and make things happen at supernatural paces and speeds when we're on that same page and we are listening to each other, we are evolving together, and we are coming from a place deep in our heart of empathy for each other. I have personally seen and lived the transformative power of emotional intelligence. And it is a skill, it is learned. You have to work hard. You have to be in control of your mind to stop negative thoughts, to be able to clear the space, to have the self-care, to have the rest. All the things that I continue to talk about really don't matter. If you can't find that grounded place, then you can't get into that place of emotional intelligence. So I have lived it. I work on it daily. I'm a constant work in progress. And I just come to you and challenge you today to go back and listen to this and find something that really resonates with you and think about, how can I show up differently? How can I take that deep breath and not just have the answer for someone, not just be listening so that I can say what I want to say that's come out of my mouth? Because when I give a perspective, it is solely based on something I have experienced. I don't know how you feel. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know the other factors of your life that are bringing you to this point, but I do know that you have a heart, that you're a human being, and together we can work closely when we both bring our emotional intelligence to the table.